Okay, in the previous step, we learned about what are the functions and how we can use them in our C Sharp Unity. Okay, now I want to talk about something like a grammar of the C Sharp language. Imagine if you want to speak French, you need to know the grammar of the French language. If you want to write C Sharp code, you need to know the syntax of the C Sharp code. Okay, what is the syntax? In fact, the syntax is the laws that we need to observe in our C Sharp coding. For example, look at this. Each script in Unity needs to have at least one class. It can have more than one class, several classes. But this class has to be something like this. It can't be public, it can be private class. But it has to be something like this. Class, the name of class, and here it is those services we want to add. It can be, it should look like uh, a template for our class. Okay, the template of mono behavior is the uh, you know uh, for the Unity engine itself. We can use several of them. Okay, and now, oh sorry, and now, for example, if we want to, oh, excuse me, I need to disable this part. Okay. In this example, look at this. Integer, it doesn't matter, public or private. Integer number one, and this line has to be finished by semicolon. Okay? Without this, my code will have a problem. Look at this. It says, okay, what's going on? It's expected to have a semicolon at the end of your line. Without semicolon, the compiler of C Sharp says, okay, what's going on? What is the next step? Do you want to add more information to this line or just you want to finish it? Okay, so each line needs to finish somewhere. Okay, we can't leave a line or an order in the C Sharp code. Okay, but uh, it's in the variables or functions, for example, here to orders, it needs to be something like semicolon. Okay, but for functions or classes, it opens with this one and finish with this one. Look at this. It's the first and it is the end of the class. Okay, it is the same with function as well. If you take a look at void start or int do something or multiplied by 2, these functions are start with this character and finish with this character. Remember, if you do something like this, it doesn't work. You will have a problem. It says, okay, what is the end of your function? Where is it? What is gonna do after this line? But you will say just this. Okay? But for each line, you can observe a specific layer for each order. For example, we can separate these lines by dot, or call some of the information of that line. For example, transform. If we want to get the information about the transform itself and use some of these information or some of these parameters, we will add a dot here. Now we will see the parameters are related to this transform. For example, child count, I don't know, the Euler angles, or a function which called find or find child, or get component, it is a component, it is a function. We will have access to the those components which are attached to this transform, or even we can change the position of them, have access to the position, local position, rotation, scale, change them or just read them. Now the name of transform, the parent of transform, or any other information, for example, tag or anything. Okay, for example, look at this. We will say we want to have access to the position, transform dot position. Okay, but position itself has more variables. If we want to have access to a specific variable of this position, we will add another dot here. It said, okay, x, y, z equals get type, I don't know, normalize, scale, whatever you want. We will say, okay, dot x, and just x, okay? And now we will say equals, for example, 51. Oh, no, 15. Okay? Now, I did. But it says it has to be, a kind of setting equal, how can I say, equal vector, not just a simple number. But it is just an example. But remember, this is a good example. If we leave this code with this error and save and come back to the editor, we will have our compiler fix it. Look at this. We have this error. It says here, something is wrong. It's not the just position. Okay, we will remove this point. It doesn't matter. What matters is we just show how we can have access to the all parameters of each component, each object, or anything we want. Okay, if we observe these kinds of laws and the grammar of C# or syntax of C#, we can start our coding in Unity, or even out of Unity inside the Visual Studio itself. Okay, let's go to the next step.